on a deserted island, as long as there was food. And I'd rather just waste away than to spend my life thinking about the choices that I've made and how I'd change them if I could. She was my true love, now she's dead and gone. She made me feel whole, and when I failed, she'd hold my hand when nobody ever would. She understood. She came with me everywhere I'd go. I miss her so. She was my only true love. She was all I would ever need. But now she's dead and buried under the willow tree. Holy guacamole, holy guacamole, I just got hit by a car. And you're the one who swept me off my feet, pushed me in the street, left me in a coma. Guacamole me, guacamole you, I just got busted for drugs. And you're the one who sold me to the Fed, leaving me for dead, played me for a fool. Making guacamole, mix it in the bowlie, I just got mauled by a bear. And you're the one who covered me with honey, thought it was so funny, how could you be so cruel? Take it. That's good. Captain Guacamole, Officer Stromboli, I just got shot in the face. And you're the one who had the smoking gun. Love is just no fun whenever I'm with you. Guacamole coma, Yuma, Arizona, I just got hepatitis C. And you were standing there with a syringe, how it makes me cringe, breaks my heart in two. Holy guacamole, lumpy, green, and rolly. Baby, I wouldn't change a thing. 'Cause even though I'm down upon my luck, I don't give a fuck, long as I have you.
Testing. Check. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 3. Check. 1, 2. Help. Help. Please. Help. Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? I'll be looking at my phone for the chat today, which also provides a nice glow on my face, which is not intentional. What's happening here? Okay, it looks like everybody's there. You can see me and you can hear me. I am in captivity, that's true. It seems that I've been put in somebody's basement, but I do, my captors are giving me coffee, which is really kind of all I need. So I'm not that upset about it. And we've got a couple comments here. You might hear some voices. Michael Bublé says, I posted a recipe to the Discord that is very good. Grilled cheese with brie, bacon, and blackberry balsamic jam. Holy shit, man, that sounds good. Michael Bublé, in addition to being a fantastic singer, performer, also has been posting some great recipes. Jonathan says, I'm mildly obsessed with your comedy, watched Punching the Clown, and have heard all of your songs. You may be my favorite comedian. That's very kind of you. Very kind of you indeed. I appreciate that. What else do we got? Well, we've got alerts. So I will say that all I have is my laptop, so I don't have all the nice bells and whistles that Quanto set up for me with the transitions and everything. But today, we're going to do the best that we can. You can't always have what you want, but if you try, sometimes you can get what you need. And I'm gonna put my phone on Do Not Disturb, but I want to say some thank yous to some people here. Number one, I want to thank JV's Tech and Borsenvin. JV's Tech not only for coming to the show in Peoria on Friday night, but also for gifting us a round of drinks that that a lot of the users partook in the following day, and I believe Borsenvin did the same. Thank you both for your enabling on that, and this is very kind of you. We've been having a lot of fun. I'm in the middle of a comedy tour. The users have been coming out in droves. I'm not sure how many a drove is, but I think it's considerable. We did Davenport, Iowa, We did Peoria, and then coming up is Burlington, Iowa, and then Cedar Rapids, Iowa on Saturday night, the Olympic Theater. And then I'm back home for a little bit. I'll do a stream from home, but then I go right back out to Wisconsin, uh, more north rural Wisconsin, western Wisconsin, and Wisconsin Rapids. Beautiful part of the country. And I'm sorry that for now, most of the people that want to see me, it's going to require air travel and a hotel. I mean, that's a lot to ask of fans. But what I'm noticing is that people have been doing this sort of um, going from one show to the next and the next town. So a little bit like, maybe the band Fish. I might have hopes of one day becoming like a culinary version of the band Fish, but maybe on a much smaller scale, where instead of thousands of people going from town to town following my concerts, it might just be 6 of you, which is fine. All I've ever wanted was to somehow eke out a middle class, respectable, honest living out of my cooking, and it looks like because of the help that you're doing among all these other platforms, Patreon, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, a couple of live shows, some cameos, selling aprons. We're doing it, and how long will I be doing it? I don't know. I'm getting old. I just put a video out last night, and I got a comment that kind of hurt me a little bit. A guy said something to the effect of, "This bit's getting tired, man. You gotta hang this up." And like a lot of culinary artists, I thought to myself, well, maybe this guy's right, and but I don't know what I would do. Um, just take my $20,000 in savings or whatever and live out the rest of my days on golf courses, inexpensive golf courses somewhere where they have that cheap of a golf course. But anyway, I'm going to be showing you some very exclusive Henry's Kitchen videos today. That's what we're going to do, so that way you still get a little bit of cooking knowledge. But if you'll bear with me for a second, I'm going to read out the alerts. What do we got here? We've got Badoge has resubscribed for 6 months. Thank you, Badoge. JMG Golden God resubscribed for 6 months and says Dorbs. Beelzebub gifted 5 tier 1 subs. That's amazing, Beelzebub, and it was great to see you on these shows. Dazzle Cat, and it was great to see Dazzle Cat as well, gifted a tier 1 sub to Lurk Bowl. And DD Star Peak cheered 100. And Nella Wallen, thanks again for coming out, Nella Wallen, to Peoria, cheered 100 bits and says, fun fact, you can use Amber Alerts as a vibrator. That's interesting. This is one of the things that's exciting about the platform here, is that we get to learn all kinds of interesting things. And Steven909 resubscribed for 23 months, and it says, wow, that's how old I am in years. Thanks, Mom. Hey, thanks, Steven909. 23 years old. Interesting. Hey, you got a lot of great years ahead of you. Phantom Parakeet has resubscribed. Thanks, Phantom Parakeet. Mochi's Nirvana, one of our 2 VIP users here, has resubscribed at Tier 3 for 23 months. Says nearly 2 years of super kitchen goodness. Thanks, Henry. And I also want to let everybody know that May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, that is when we're going to be doing the 2-year anniversary. I'm going to bust out the guitar. We're going to play some GeoGuessr and some golfing for golf with friends or something like that, and we're going to do a few other ones too with the users, and we're going to try to broaden it out so everybody gets a chance to play. So, and Mochi is putting that together, so thank you very much, Mochi's Nirvana. And No Esquire resubscribed for 7 months and says 7 months of using takes a toll on a person. It sure as hell does. Blurry Little Quest has resubscribed for 23 months. Thanks, Blurry Little Quest. JV's Tech says can't remember how much beer was, so hopefully this covers a round or two for the 4 of you, plus some stragglers and tip. Thank you again for everything, Henry. Wow, JB's Tech, thanks again. JB's Tech donated $40 for our round, and we were able to take that, and we were able to buy not only... Wait, where is everybody? Are you there? Help! Let me make sure everybody's here. This is such a weird setup for me, but I think it's going okay. You're here, okay. Yes, JB's Tech, we were able to use $39 to buy a round for all of the users, and we had $1 left over for the tip, which it's been a long time since I've tipped, but I think $1 is about the right percentage on $40. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mochi's Nirvana says, check out the announcements Discord, y'all, for the information on the 2-year Twitchiversary organized by the Party Planning Committee. Yep, it's going to be exciting. JV's Tech, it was only supposed to be $10. Uh-oh. Well, something went wrong, but it went right as well. Okay, well, let's see if there's a little bit more chatting to be done here. I know you guys probably have questions. M. Cariotti says, hi, Henry. Are you being held captive in a basement? Yes, it is a basement. I can show you a little bit of it. But it does seem as though it's got everything anybody would ever need. Some books and DVDs and stuff like that. So, I'm doing okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do our first video here. What do you say about this one? I think this first one is fish larb. I hope everything works from a technical standpoint. I'll be looking at your chat, so if anything's not working technically, please let me know. But let's go ahead and... let's see. Here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and play this and stop talking, and I hope you enjoy it. You can hear it, and you can hear me too. Hello, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be making Henry's authentic street-style fish larb. As a professional chef, I'd say the question that I get asked the most is, lard? What the hell is lard? Well, fish lard is very similar to chicken lard, but you're using fish instead of chicken. Let's get started. Oh, and I'm a little worried about roast beef. He just got his blood work back, and the doctor thinks he might have a thyroid problem, which is fine. It's totally treatable and everything, but I think it just started making him think a lot about his own mortality and just how long we have on this earth and what happens afterward and all that. And he's just been a little introspective. I'm going to start by dicing the onion. And I actually learned a new technique that's used by street chefs that I'm going to show you here. You start by making several incisions into the side of the onion, like so. Maybe, like 10 or 15 cuts. And then you're going to grab the dicing knife and then you just shave off all the parts. And that way you get a perfect dicing. Do the same with the other side. Just make several incisions into the side, like so. And then shave it off. A little less echo on it now, is that right? See? Perfect. Mince the garlic. Now let's destem the cilantro, basically just taking the little leaves off, leaving the stems.
We also went over
there's
this
a saying
in our
in Laos
pico
that
de
if you're a
gallo.
good person, then fortune will smile upon you. And if you're a great person, then it will literally laugh in your face. Okay, so now we're going to take about 1 cup of regular brown rice and we're going to turn it into a powder. We're going to put it in the blender. Now I like... Okay, so now these are powdered. Let's just set these side ingredients aside. With our side ingredients set aside, we can start working on our main ingredient, the fish. Just remove the packaging from our fish. Ow! Son of a bitch. Try to be careful when you're opening your fish package because the lid is very sharp. Fuck.
I gotta get those bleeps better.
Just stir it up a little. Add in some soy sauce. Okay, well let's add in our side ingredients now, starting with our diced onions, our minced garlic, our destemmed cilantro, and finally our rice powder. So let's just let that simmer for about 10 minutes while we prepare our lettuce cups.
Ferris wheels beneath skies of blue, and bicycles built just for two, and candlelight and Long Beach walks, and puppies stuffed in Christmas socks. A world of love that I'll never live in, crying all alone in my kitchen, suffering.
Okay. So the last step is that we're going to set up a makeshift assembly line where you're going to be grabbing a lettuce cup and opening it up so you can fill it with your larb. And then you're going to set it on a separate plate for serving. These lettuce cups are a little narrow, but you can sort of improvise. And top it off with a little mayo. And there you have Henry's authentic street-style fish larb. I think I'll have one right now. Interesting. Well, thanks for joining us here on Henry's Kitchen, everybody. And I'm very happy to announce that in about a month, it's going to be 10 years since I started making kitchen videos. And I owe that to the people on Patreon/Henry's Kitchen for their support in keeping the kitchen dream alive for a full decade.
Help me make it through the night.
Okay, so hopefully you learned how to make that dish. Keep the dream alive, Henry. Yeah, thank you, Thitch and Hat. The dream is alive. I don't know if the rest of us are. Can you make fish larb with grabba? What's grabba, Munch Hotel? I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that ingredient. I'd like to answer. Everyone type Forsen says grabba these nuts, as does chai latte quinoa. Nero RME says grabba these nuts. A lot of people, grabba some of these. Disappointment says you fell for that one. Yeah, it looks like I fell for some kind of a prank, which doesn't surprise me. It happens. But hopefully it was all in good fun. Ouija board BORED says you have been gotten. Yeah. No, I guess you could say I walked right into it. Someone opened the door and I walked right through willy-nilly without even thinking that maybe something bad was going to happen. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. You know, maybe this would be a good time for a song. I won't have any reverb for this, so I'm hoping that maybe the reverb could come from the natural reverberation that's happening in the basement in which I'm being held captive. Okay, so let's go ahead now and find the song. This one was requested to us very appropriately by one of our main users here, Violent Hillsan. I always get it mixed up. Violent Silhan, I think. Violent Hills Sil Fan. And this is a great song. It's by Bonnie Tyler. And it was written by Jim Steinman. Jim Steinman, of course, the one who wrote all the songs with Meatloaf. You know, like Paradise by the Dashboard Lights and 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad and all that stuff. Very dramatic songs. Also wrote Air Supply's Making Love Out of Nothing at All, which I think is about masturbation. I'm not sure. But either way, this song here is a beautiful song, and a lot of people may not realize that we had a eclipse recently. I'm not sure if you heard about it here in the U.S., but I was right near the totality. I was at about 95% totality, but nothing really happened. It just got a little bit dark, and I looked into the sun because they say that if you don't see it right away when you're looking at it, you have to kind of wait because eventually the moon's going to get in front of it and it's going to be really cool. So I looked as long as I could, but then my eyes started to hurt and I didn't really hear much of anything. So, or see much of anything. I don't think it affects your hearing. Let's see. Check out last week's video with the oiled up mochi dough. Oh yeah. Oh, JSB. So you guys are having your own conversation. Yeah. Oh yeah, I clipped that. Must watch again. Husky Boyo. It was great to see Husky Boyo at the trip on the trip too. Seeing the clips was a moment I'll never forget. The gas station we stopped at didn't sell booze. That sucks. Parasitosis, sadly, had to go to Ohio to see it. Never again will I go to Ohio. Oh, really? Where are you? I'll probably be doing some Ohio dates. Dayton, Ohio is on the list. Maybe you were in Chicago because you could have gone south. Let's play. Let's guess where Parasitosis was that they had to go. Okay. Let's go ahead and do this song by Bonnie Taylor. As usual, I want to check and make sure you can see me and you can hear me. Okay. Oh, Parasitosis was in Michigan. Okay, so Michigan and Ohio have a long-standing rivalry that goes back all the way to the beginning of those states, and I think it has to do with some type of food product that they argued about inventing. But we'll see more of that in a little bit. So you were in Lima, Ohio. In America, it's called Lima. There's also Lima, Peru, and they're spelled the same way. I did a show in a place called Wapakoneta, which is right next to Lima, and there were literally 0 people at the show. And we did it anyway. I did it for the staff and for the owner because otherwise I wasn't going to get paid. But these are the types of things that happen when you're a traveling culinary comedian. Okay. They took Toledo. So no Esquire says they took Toledo and ruined it. So Ohio took Toledo. From Michigan. I didn't know that. And in what way did they ruin it? I wonder. Too much conversation. A little more action, I think, is the way Elvis would have put it. So let's go ahead and do this. Song by Bonnie Tyler called Total Eclipse of the Heart. Not to be confused with the parody song by Stupid Joe, Totally Ripped a Big Fart. We're not going to do that version, but you can imagine it. Okay, here we go. Turn around, every now and then I get a little bit lonely and you're never coming round. Turn around, every now and then I get a little bit tired of listening to the sound of my tears. Turn around, every now and then I get a little bit nervous that the best of all the years have gone by. Turn around, every now and then I get a little bit terrified and then I see the look in your eye. Turn around, bright eyes, every now and then I fall apart. Turn around, bright eyes, every now and then I fall apart. And I need you more tonight, and I need you more than ever. And if you only hold me tight, we'll be holding on forever, and we'll only be making it right. 'Cause I'll never be wrong. Together we can take it to the end of the line. Your love is like a shadow on me all of the time. I don't know that sounds awesome. I don't know what to do and I'm always in the dark. We're living in a powder keg and giving off sparks. That could have been a better line there. I really need you tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Once upon a time I was falling in love, but now I'm only falling apart. Wait, what happened there? Once upon a time I was falling in love, but now I'm only falling apart. Nothing I can do. Total eclipse of the heart. I want to make sure you can see me and hear me, because the worst thing is if I'm just doing an 8-minute long song. Okay, good. Verse 2. Turn around, bright eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. Turn around, bright eyes. Every now and then I fall apart. And I need you more tonight, and I need you more than ever. And if you'll only be holding me tight, we'll be holding on forever, and we'll only be making it right. 'Cause we'll never be wrong. Together we can take it to the end of the line. Your love is like a shadow on me all of the time. I don't know what to do, I'm always in the dark. We're living in a powder keg and giving off spark. I really need you tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Forever's gonna start tonight. Once upon a time I was falling in love, but now I'm only falling apart. Nothing I can do. Totally ripped a big fart. I had to throw that in. Nothing I can say. A total eclipse of the heart. Okay. There you go. That was a little ditty by Jim Steinman, sung by Bonnie Tyler. It's got a very Meatloaf type feel, and that certainly makes sense because Jim Steinman wrote the Meatloaf songs, and famously they argued at the end of their lives. Meatloaf died, I think, a little bit before Jim Steinman, and sad. They had a wonderful partnership, gave us a lot of great music, and they got all the way to the end and were fighting until their dying breaths. I think Meatloaf died of COVID, if I'm not mistaken, and Jim Steinman shortly after that. I think he died of a broken heart. See if we have any alerts here. Hopefully this is going okay. We're doing something very different here, and it's not normal, but that's okay. Sometimes normal is bad. Oh yeah, we've got all kinds of alerts here. I want to say some thank yous to some subscribers. Munch Hotel says, "Wow, me, congratulations on 6 trimesters. You did amazing." Thank you, Munch Hotel. Midnight Faded. I met Midnight Faded as well. What? Midnight Faded came to the Peoria show, and we met, we hung out, and it says, "Thank you for performing on the Shoulders of Freaks on Saturday." Thank you very much. And Midnight Faded, you gave me a tip of $70, and that's absolutely unbelievable. That's very kind of you. I've never been one to accept large gifts. What am I saying? I do it all the time, and I actually don't have a problem with it, but I just want to say that's very generous of you, very kind, and it helps us here at Henry's Kitchen a lot. So thanks for coming to the show. It was great hanging out with you, and thanks for requesting on the Shoulders of Freaks. And by the way, if anybody's ever at one of my shows and you want to hear a song, I mean a song of mine, that or Jose Suicidio is legal also, just shout it out. I don't think any artist gets too upset if you shout out the name of one of their songs. Now, I did in Davenport, there was a birthday party in the back that was drinking a little bit, and at one point one of them said Freebird. Now, I'm not the one who sings the song Freebird, nor did I make it famous or anything. So what I did was I showed them the injury on my finger, and I just said, "This is a free bird," for whoever just said that. It's not an original retort of mine, but I think an unoriginal heckle deserves an unoriginal retort. That's my philosophy anyway. But it was all in fun. We had a good time. And then we threw up. Well, the birthday party people did. Okay. Yeah, Henry with the crowd work. Thanks, Michael Bublé. Random guy, "Hey Henry, I just got here. Have you been kidnapped? Where are you?" I am in a basement. I am in captivity. I don't have a way to exit. The door is locked. However, my captors have given me coffee, and that's really the only thing that would have caused distress, is if I was locked in here with no coffee. But it seems to be sort of a comfortable, it's actually kind of nice down here. So I'm not going to ask any questions about anything. I assume there'll also be some kind of food at some point, but I don't know. Let's continue here. We've got Badoge resubscribed, JMG Golden God, and Beelzebub, and I think that catches us up from when we were last time. So maybe now it's time to go ahead and watch another video, another exclusive video. These are videos that are behind the paywall on Patreon, but I want to show it to you Twitch people because I think you deserve it. You're very supportive, and this one's from a couple of years ago. Container 520 says, "Is that a Bosch water filtration system behind you?" No, it seems like it's a Culligan. So I guess what you're trying to do is figure out if we can somehow determine where my location is based on the type of water heater, but that seems like a long shot. Okay. So let's go ahead here. Hank Boozle says that's a solid brand. Yeah, well, that's good to know that I've got a good solid water filtration system behind me. All right, everybody, we're going to show the next video here. I actually don't know which one it is, but let's take a look. Ah, yes, the fluffer nutter.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be making a fluffer nutter. Fluffer nutter, also known as a peanut butter and marshmallow sandwich, or sometimes known as a peanut butter and marshmallow fluff sandwich, or peanut butter and marshmallow fluff sandwich. The ingredients can vary in terms of what type of bread that you use or which toppings, but generally speaking, this is basically a peanut butter and marshmallow fluff sandwich. During World War I, there is record of a publication that published a recipe for the fluffer nutter, and it eventually became the official state sandwich of the state of Massachusetts. We're going to start by cracking one egg into a cup. Oh, some of that got outside the cup there, but that's okay. And I'm going to add just a little bit of liquid fluid, just enough to fill up the rest of the cup, like so. Pour that into a mixing bowl, and let's stir it up. You know, in addition to the fluffer nutter, Massachusetts is also known for the violent execution of 20 people who were accused of practicing witchcraft. And it wasn't until 1957 that the state finally officially apologized for the atrocity. Meaning the witch trials, not the fluffer nutter. Add 1 tablespoon vanilla extract, 1 cup sugar. Now let's just put this in the refrigerator for a little bit while we get to work on our peanut butter. We'll start with 1 cup of salted peanuts. I don't have salted peanuts, but I have cashews, which is just about the same thing. And we're going to put those into a blender. And we're literally just going to try to get it maybe a little stroked pampika to try to get it to liquid. Pour this into a bowl.
You can't hear me when the blender's on.
Just going to add a couple of caps full of olive oil to get it more moist and stir it up. And here's our peanut butter. Okay, so what I've done here is I've built sort of a makeshift sort of assembly line here, if you will, whereby I'm just going to add some of our marshmallow flarf onto one of the pieces of bread, like so. And then I'm just going to add our peanut butter onto the other one. And now we're just going to add our toppings. I've got some raisins here. And some salted peanuts.
I might request this to my cat.
And top it off with the rest of the puffed mellow flarsh. And now it's time for the really difficult part. Okay, I need you to watch very closely here. You really only have one chance at getting this right, but what you're going to do is you're going to take both halves of your fluffer nutter and hold them like so, and I'm going to press them together to make one sandwich, but I have to do it quickly and I have to do it accurately, otherwise we're going to make a big mess. But anyway, here we go. So see? That was a pretty good one.
Okay, I just want to say real quick that if you tried this and you messed everything up, I've been doing this a very long time. I don't want you to expect that you're going to get it as perfect as that. I mean, this is very similar to the work that I did with the peanut butter and jelly sandwich as well. So I don't want you to have a false sense of inferiority. You're probably normal. I'm just particularly good at it because I worked on it for such a long time.
Okay, now we're ready to put this sucker on the burner. Okay, so I've got some melted butter on a frying pan here. We're just going to put this on there for about 5 minutes over medium heat, and then we're going to flip it over.
There's something broken inside of me, something no one else can see. Something hurts and it's way down deep. I think there's something wrong with me.
Alright, so let's just flip this over here. I might have actually had the heat on a little too high because it's looking a little burned, which is okay. I'm just going to turn that heat down here. I guess it's a little bit like toasted marshmallows. Okay, I think this is ready. So in terms of plating this, I've seen some variations. Some people like to put it with a little bowl of honey or maybe some chocolate that you can dip it into. Personally, I just like to eat it au natural. Try to get all the bread off there. And there we have the Fluffernutter, the official sandwich of the state of Massachusetts. Peanuts. Well, thanks for joining me here on Henry's Kitchen, everybody. And I want to say a very special thank you to the patrons at Patreon/Henry's Kitchen for continuing to support these videos and making them possible for all these years. Thanks, everyone, and I hope you're having a great May.
Okay, so that's the Fluffernutter. Again, that one I could probably do in my sleep, so but it's only because I've practiced so much, so I don't want you to walk away thinking that you can do it. Hank Boozle says, could I substitute the fluff with ligma? Well, I don't know what ligma is. Is that another ingredient of some sort? Michael Bublé says, ligma nuts. Oh, I see. So it's a type of nuts. Sanus Florida Man says, ligma balls. Okay, all right. I think I've been duped again. I think that was one of those verbal traps that I just triggered and fell right into. Midnight Faded says, Henry, if I go to Ohio for a gig, you'll know I'll be there. That's good to know. Thank you very much, Midnight Faded, and I will do it eventually. Probably Dayton, Ohio at Wiley's Comedy Club. That's the place that I usually go when I go there. There's a couple other... Michael Bublé says, I grew up in Massachusetts and people actually do eat these pieces of shit. Okay. JSBX fan says, Metallica has this sandwich on their rider. Did not know that. And also says, who doesn't love a blackened sandwich? Got to give it a little color. All right, well, this all looks like, it looks like you got a lot out of that one, and I'm happy about that. We can do another song. I'm going to check in a little bit on the alerts here and see how we're doing. If anybody's keeping track, at the moment we have 416 subscribers, and I think that's plenty respectable. Hey, Siri. Set the timer for 10 minutes.
10 minutes, counting down.
So we're going to be doing a break at that point, but I think it's time for another song. But let's see what we got here. Queecan subscribed for 6 months. Thank you, Queecan. And the Dandy Trucker resubscribed for 5 months and says, Henry, are you being held hostage? Blink twice if you are. Okay. Munch Hotel resubscribed for 18 months. Thank you so much, everybody, for your subscriptions. This is a song that was requested to us by Mochi's Nirvana. And want to remind everybody, Cinco de Mayo is going to be a big deal. May 5th. It's the 2-year anniversary of our streams here at Henry's Kitchen. And we're pulling out all the stops. So please join us for that. I believe that's going to be a Wednesday stream. And it's going to be at 11 a.m., the usual time. All right, here we go. This is a beautiful song by Cat Stevens. I might ruin it because it's not easy to make this song sound good, although it's a beautiful song. Let me check in on some of your comments and chatting here. Roast Beef Stevens, yeah. Roast Beef is alive and well, and I'm getting pictures daily from my friend who's checking in on him. So let's go ahead and do this song. Mochi, who's not only putting together our 2-year anniversary along with the other users, but also is one of our 2 VIP users on the chat. And I don't want anybody to think that it's preferential and that that's the reason that I chose to cover this Cat Stevens song. The reality is I've been here in captivity and I just haven't had the wherewithal to be able to learn new songs, so I'm trying to stick to ones that I could do basically from memory. And I grew up with this beautiful song, and let's go ahead and do it. Cat Stevens, of course, has a different name now, Yusuf Islam, and I believe is Islamic, and there's several different versions of that religion, of course, and he's of the peace advocate variety, very much in keeping with his generation, and this is The Peace Train, and it's just a song about peace, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It's a similar message to John Lennon's Give Peace a Chance, but this one's a little bit more exuberant. All right, just take a quick check here. Okay. Fitch and Hat says, running a peace train. Here we go. I want to make sure you can hear me okay. You can hear that? Okay. Let's do this. Now I've been happy lately, thinking about good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. I've been smiling lately, dreaming about the world as one, and I believe it could be someday it's gonna come. 'Cause out on the edge of darkness there rides a peace train. Peace train, take this country, come take it home again. Now I've been smiling lately, thinking about the good things to come, and I believe it could be something good has begun. Oh, peace train suddenly louder, glide on the peace train. Ooh, 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 come on now, get on the peace train. Peace train, holy roller, everyone jump on the peace train. That might not be safe to jump on a train. I want to make sure everybody knows he's using a metaphor here. Ooh, 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 come on now, jump on the peace train. Get your bags together, go bring your friends too, 'cause it's getting nearer, it'll soon be with you. Now come and join the living, it's not so far from you, and it's getting nearer soon, it will all be true. Oh, peace train sounding louder. Glide on the peace train. Ooh, 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 come on now, get on the peace train. I've been crying lately, thinking about the world as it is. Why must we go on hating? Why can't we live in bliss? 'Cause out on the edge of darkness, there rides a peace train. Oh, peace train, take this country. Come take me home again. Boy, there's a lot of verses here. It's so many. Now, out on the edge of darkness, get on the fucking peace train. Come on, get on, get on. You're not getting on, and it's pissing me off. Get on it, get on the peace train. Get on the fucking peace train already. How many times do I gotta say it? Okay, I had a little fun at the end. I was just kind of being silly, but it's a great song. Thank you, Mochi, for that trip down memory lane. It's a great song. It's a Cat Stevens. Boy, if you ever get a chance, go on YouTube and do a little what do they call it, like a rabbit hole of some old Cat Stevens performances. It's just absolutely incredible. And it's got that grainy 70s footage, which is always awesome. Let's see about some of the chats here. Container 520. I'm watching with my son. Can you not swear, please? Yeah, I every now and then the swearing does happen, but you have to understand this is mostly an adult platform, and also I'm being held captive in a basement, and I don't feel good. So sometimes there's going to be language, and it might happen. And I don't know how old your son is, but more than likely, he probably knows that word anyway. Udvol14, thank you for singing the original version. People always leave out that last verse. That's right. Okay. Everyone type Force and says, is it a strange coincidence that Henry is in a basement and Borsenvin isn't currently in chat? You know, it could be a coincidence. Is it anything more than that? I don't know. I don't even know that it's a strange coincidence. Okay. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and watch another video now. This particular one here comes to us from about 3 years ago. It was the 10th anniversary of Henry's Kitchen. I think it was August of 2011. I put out my French toast video. And 10 years later, 2021, I put out this one. And I could sit and talk about it, but what's the point? So let's just go ahead and play it. Hello everybody, and welcome to a very special Henry's Kitchen, where today we're going to be celebrating the 10th anniversary of Henry's Kitchen. I figured what better way to celebrate than by making a very fancy dish called Henry's Tear and Share Mush Rolls and serving it as hors d'oeuvres to the guests that I've invited today. Enough of them. Let's get this party started. Even roast beef is dressed up for the big event. He's wanting to get him some of that sweet mush roll. We're going to start by laying out 2 puff pastries on a lightly floured tinfoil sheet. They make these things impossible to open for some reason. Lay it out and cut an incision straight across the middle and break it up. Let's start working on our filling. We're going to mix 2 cans of mushrooms, 1 can black beans, and for our spices we want a dash of rosemary pricks, dash of cumin, dash of stroked paprika,
and just about a tablespoon of liquid fluid. Now let's just stir it up. I noticed as soon as I started cooking, some flies started coming around, which is usually a good sign. What you don't want is for flies not to come around when you're cooking, because that means they don't like your food. I've had that too. Okay, so this is kind of a tricky part. What we're doing is we're laying our mushrooms out onto the pastry, and then very carefully we're just going to roll one side of it and tuck it underneath itself so it's nice and clean. Do the same to the other side. Just keep it nice and neat. Okay, so at this point you should have 4 puffy mushroom bean sausages, and you want to start arranging them in a circular fashion until it's a complete circle. You want to crimp the breaks so it's nice and seamless. And then we're just going to lightly brush the pastry with some egg wash. Not too much. You don't want to go too crazy. Like they say, never drive faster than your guardian angel can fly. Otherwise, that'll be one pissed off angel. I think I might have heard somebody knock on the door right now. Maybe that's our guests. Okay, I've got some camembert cheese here. We're just going to unwrap it. Okay, so we don't want any space between the rolls and the cheese. So we're just going to start sort of tightening it up here. Crimp the edges. And now let's just make little cuts along the outer ridges, because this is, after all, a finger food that our guests are going to be eating with their hands. Speaking of guests, I'm not sure why they haven't shown up. Maybe it's a COVID thing. And you can see how we're creating a nice, delicate sort of a fan effect. Anyway, time to put this in the oven. Okay, we're going to bake this at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. Ah, that sounds like our guests now. Hello?
Hey, I'm in 205. They keep putting your mail in my box.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here, I can grab that. And then,
All right,
are you hungry at all?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I was supposed to have a party and nobody showed up, but I have all this extra mushroom roll. Do you want to have some?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, come on in.
It's nobody's birthday. Don't light a candle on the cake. It's nobody's birthday. It was just a big mistake. It's nobody's birthday. No need to uncork the wine. 'Cause it's nobody's birthday but mine.
Thank you for joining us here on Henry's Kitchen today, and I want to say a very special thank you to the patrons at Patreon/Henry's Kitchen for supporting this series and enabling me to do it for a full 10 years. Thank you for that, and here's to another 10.
It's nobody's birthday. There'll be no big surprise. The candles' flames were doused away by the teardrops from...
Okay. 10 years. And now it's been more like 13 years. This is fun going back down memory lane. And this is just before I got on Twitch. Okay. Yeah, JSBX fan did indeed ask a couple people if they were users. And some of them said yes, and I know exactly what you're talking about. there were a couple of people that were like, well, during a very dark time in my life, yes, but I haven't done that in many years. And so you want to make sure that you're being clear when you're asking somebody if they're a user, that you're talking about a user of the Henry's Kitchen platform. Okay. Uh-oh. I got to show an ad right now. It's going to be a 3-minute ad for the unsubs. We got to do it right now, otherwise it's going to get all screwy. So we'll be back in 3 minutes. Okay, I think we got it in time. So if I'm not mistaken, right now the unsubs are watching an ad and I'm talking to the people who are subscribers. Let's make sure that that's correct. And I also want to see if there's any shout outs that I have to do. We have 415 subscribers, which is totally respectable. And Franz Schubert resubscribed for 23 months. It says, well, Henry, my home is going through some mold remediation, so I'm currently a 36-year-old man sleeping on his parents' tiny couch. There's got to be a song for that. There's probably not only a song for that, but there's also probably a life for that, and I think I might have lived it. So, Franz Schubert, thank you very much for your resubscription. I hope that Henry's Kitchen is giving you a little bit of stability and joy during this couch sleeping time that you're experiencing. Mochi's Nirvana tipped $42. Mochi, remember, requested the Peace Train. Thank you, Henry. I heard Peace Train the other day, and I thought it would be in your range. Loved it. Yeah, it's definitely in my range. I had a moment of realizing that the way that Cat Stevens sings it is so dynamic that it seems to build throughout the whole thing. And I was finding that I wasn't able to find that dynamic range, and I felt like I was insecure about how many verses there were. But and then I started improvising at the end. But it's a beautiful song. Thank you, Mochi, and from a fellow Cat Stevens fan, I want to say thank you. And also thanks for your generosity and for putting together the May 5th extravaganza that we're going to be doing here at Henry's Kitchen. Don't forget, everybody, May 5th is going to be insane. Okay, so let's see how we're doing. Thank you, M. Cariotti. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do another video as soon as the unsubs get back here. We got about 25 seconds. So let's make sure. Let's see if there's any. Yeah, I think we're good. 12 seconds. So let's just kind of awkwardly stand here for 10 seconds as we wait for the unsubs to come back. Okay, so the unsubs are back. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the second hour of Henry's Kitchen. I am being held in captivity in somebody's basement, but I do have coffee, and I'm assuming that food is something that's going to happen at some point. But so no need to worry about me. I'm going to show you one of the classic Henry's Kitchen videos here. I'm not sure which one this is. Let's find out together, shall we? Oh, fat bombs. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen, or Henry's Garage for the time being, where I've been quarantining for the last 3 or 4 months. I have a mustache now, and I hope that's not offensive to anybody. But today, we're going to be making Henry's Keto Peanut Butter Fat Bombs. The ketogenic diet consists of very low sugar, very low protein, but lots of healthy fats. Celebrity Khloe Kardashian once said that the keto diet is the reason that she has perfect physical health. but most likely this is just another bullshit fad. Creamy peanut butter topped with chocolate ganache makes this the perfect healthy yet decadent snack. I'm going to start by prepping our ingredients. We want half a cup of melted coconut oil. This is nice and melted because I left it in my car all day by accident. 3/4 cups of peanut butter. This is some kind of organic peanut butter I got. What the hell, man? 1 teaspoon vanilla extract. Some salt. And now we want to add a sweetener, but we're going to use a sugar substitute because the whole point of this dish is that we want to limit the unhealthy amounts of sugar. Now let's whisk it up until it's nice and creamy. You know, I tried to buy a house recently, but the market's really tough right now. They said they needed a down payment, and I wound up wire transferring $14,000 into a Nigerian bank account, and then I never heard from anybody about it. It's just not a buyer's market. Line our muffin tin with paper cups. And now I'm literally just spooning our fat bomb juice into the paper cups, like so. You want to spread them out evenly. Now let's just leave these here to chill. Meantime, we can whisk up some ganache. Okay, while our fat bombs are chilling, let's whisk up some ganache. So normally you need cocoa powder for this, but I don't have any, so for the chocolate part, I'm just going to use some leftover Halloween candy. I figure Reese's peanut butter cups are probably a good fit, since this is more or less a peanut butter dish. Now let's mash it up. Let's put it in the microwave for 1 minute so it's nice and melted. Okay. Okay, so I dropped my muffin tin, but unfortunately our fat bombs are still intact. We're just going to spoon about a tablespoon of ganache on top of each fat bomb juice hole, like so. You know, in Japan they practice an art form called kintsugi, where you take something that's broken and you cover it in gold. And I'm currently working on quite an art piece involving various kitchen items that I've had that broke. I'm calling it the Broken Kitchen of Gold. And finally, we add our popsicle sticks. Now let's just put these in the freezer for 1 hour, and when we're done, we can get healthy with these succulent keto fat bombs.
God help me. God help me. Please don't hurt me. Don't desert me. God save me. Don't forsake me. Oh, God. God save me.
Okay, so let's just take them out and put them on a nice serving tray. And you can serve these to a guest if you like, or if you're having a party, or even just sitting around the garage with your cat. It's actually pretty good considering how healthy it is. Well, thanks for joining me here on Henry's Kitchen. And I want to say a special thank you to the patrons at Patreon/Henry's Kitchen for continuing to make the tradition of Henry's Kitchen a possibility.
God help me. God help me. Please don't.
Okay.
everybody. That was Fat Bombs. It's nice to have something that's so delicious and so filling that it's almost like eating a dessert, and yet at the same time, it's healthy for you. I'm going to turn this up a little bit. Sorry about the volume adjustments. We're doing the best that we can here. I'm being held in captivity by some captors, which is probably redundant, but we're still able to do the stream, and I do have coffee. Let's check in on the chat here a little bit. See what's going on. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit says you're doing great. Thank you very much. That's nice of you. And Caffeinated Cat says, congrats on 10 years of Henry's Kitchen from all of us here at the office watching live. Thank you for making our Wednesday mornings fun here. Wow. Thank you so much, Caffeinated Cat. That's extremely nice to hear. And I hope everybody is okay with the fact that every now and then these F-bombs slip out. It's been a long time since I had an office job, but I definitely remember this was in the early 90s. They weren't okay with that kind of thing. So you've got an awesome job, awesome boss, awesome co-workers, and that's very nice of you. And thanks for cheering 100 bits. Jerkoff has resubscribed for 21 months and says you can take Henry out of the kitchen, but you can't take Henry out of Henry. Truer words may not have ever been said. And Franz Schubert, of course, is being held captive by his parents on a tiny couch. And we're going to have a song for that eventually. Okay, well, I think that's bringing us up to speed here. See if there's any more orders of business here. Container 520 says, Jerkoff has always been a wordsmith. I don't know Jerkoff, but I do know that it's spelled Jerkov. I believe it's a Russian name. Purple Donut Filling His Fruit. Does it smell like coming in the house? I hope it's not Big Spice. Calamari Juice Cup says, Henry, would you ever make a podcast? I'm thinking about it, but then I'm thinking, well, kind of what I'm doing right now is a little bit of a podcast. Maybe it's not really. But once I found out that a podcast can literally just be you on YouTube just talking for 5 minutes or 25 minutes or whatever, I might do that, especially because, I don't know, it really affected me when I read one of the comments on YouTube on my latest video that I put out last night. It was another older video that I released to the public, and the guy said, time to hang it up, man, this bit's tired. And it made me think that, you know, all the time that I've dedicated toward cooking explaining, I mean, what if you told Carl Sagan that when he was explaining astronomy or astrophysics or whatever, the secrets of the universe to everybody? Time to, you know, it's a good thing we didn't have YouTube comments back then, because he would have had to read somebody saying, it's time to hang it up, this bit's tired. And maybe it was, and he did hang it up eventually. He died, just like all of us do. Okay, on a brighter note, what do we got here? Okay, I know you guys have some questions. I want to get to them. I think we're going to do our thank you song here. Dooza says, have you ever hiked with Kevin Nealon? No. Although he was famously the bartender at the world-famous Improv Comedy Club on Melrose in Hollywood. But that was before my time. But there were times that I was there at the Improv and I'd see him there at the bar. But I never hiked with him. Parasitosis says, coming to Michigan ever, Henry? Rather not be in Ohio. I feel physical pain in Ohio. Yeah, Michigan's got a lot of great cities. I've been all around the hand. Maybe I could go to Lansing or Battle Creek, or maybe go over to the West Coast to like Grand Haven, Big Haven, Traverse City.
Ann Arbor, Detroit, Flint, Sault Ste. Marie and the Upper Peninsula. I've been all around it, man. Midnight Faded. Henry, I look forward to your videos and the streams. If either of them were to end, it'd be a very dark day. Fuck the haters. That's very nice of you, Midnight Faded. It's very nice to hear that type of stuff. Vape Sex Messiah says, I was in Ohio the other day for the eclipse. My eyes hurt really bad now, so I understand why you feel the pain. Yeah, going to Ohio doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be an eclipse. It's just that you were there while there was an eclipse. Okay, let's grab the guitar. Well, I was talking to some of the users the other night at one of the shows, I think the one in Davenport, and we were talking about the song and how it's taken on its own life form. Someone way back requested Roger Miller's song, King of the Road, and it eventually became the melody for our thank you song. This is a song that thanks the moderators, the technical advisors, the folks that run the Discord, all the people that do all this work. And unfortunately, since I'm remote, I have an old version of the list, so I'm going to do the best I can to add in the newer names, because this is from about 1.5 years ago. So I hope I don't leave anybody out, and I won't be able to do the Tier 3 subscribers because I don't have a list of them now, because again, I'm being held in captivity in a basement. Now where can I put this that I can see it? This is actually going to be kind of tricky. Okay. Falcon and Dingo Bob, Dom Beef Hot Bear 1110, Do Dingle Dog Goggle, Dr. Flanges and Bacchus, and also Shane, yes, Beelzebub. It's Kate X and Mochi's Nirvana, Bumble Vision and the LGX, Pilskman Melon 95, Nimforson and Moon Moon, XQC and Amaru, S-Fand and Bonnie too, and don't forget Quanto. JV's Tech and Nico Tezo, it was great to see you at the shows. JSBX Fan, Midnight Faded. Oh God, Dazzle Cat. I'm trying to remember all the names. Bill Larkin Music, early friend of the show, and also Chef Reactions, a more recent friend of the show. And we're going to try to do another stream. Chef Reactions is a fellow chef who's got all kinds of people watching him on TikTok. And we're going to do another collaboration at the end of the month. He's going to pick a dish for me to cook while he hangs. And don't forget Quanto. And I'm sure I left people out, and I apologize, but I don't have my list in front of me, so I'm trying to do it mostly from memory. But you know that I appreciate everything that everybody does here. Wow, a lot of commenting happening. Hold on a second here. Pretty sure you forgot Quanto, Ransom GR says. Ransom GR. I don't know if I did forget Quanto. I feel like I said it, but if I did, then I'm probably cursed. Because you don't want to forget Quanto. Thank you, Mochi's Nirvana. Alexander Dean says, we love Chef Reactions here. Yeah, Chef Reactions is amazing. And
He's sent some new users over to our channel, which is really awesome too. Okay, everybody. Oh yeah, Husky Boyo and Nella Wallen. I definitely don't want to. Yeah, I forgot. Husky Boyo and Nella Wallen. It was great to hang out with you guys at the shows as well. And I knew I was going to forget people, so I apologize. And thanks JSBX for being on top of that. And let me know if there's some other ones too. Okay. How come? Okay, I think Chef Reactions has learned a lot from collabing with you. Very nice of you to take him under your wing. Yeah. You know, the way it is he's more of a formally educated chef, and I'm more of a YouTube educated chef. Or actually, my background is actually educating. So I don't really have a lot of education in the formal way. Midnight Faded. Didn't I mention Midnight Faded? I think I did shout out a thank you, but I definitely want to say thank you again. And Piss Baby. Thank you. And Michael Bublé says, I have a theory about Chef Reactions. I don't think he can cook. He just pretends for the sake of his brand. I don't know. I think it would be pretty hard to fake a lot of the knowledge. And Nella Wallen said, I FaceTimed Piss Baby while there for a couple of seconds. Yeah, we gave a shout out to Piss Baby, I believe, on FaceTime. All right, everybody. It's time for us to go ahead and show another video, and then we're going to start wrapping it up because I'm starting to feel a little vulnerable about my position. So let's go ahead and put on this video. I don't know what it is. I don't know what we're in store for, but we're going to watch it and see what happens. Hello everybody, and welcome to Henry's Kitchen. This is one we made on Twitch. We're going to be making how to make a waffle without a waffle iron. The word waffle most definitely is derived from the Dutch word waffle, which is absolutely a derivation of the Middle Dutch waffle. The French claim to have invented the waffle, or wafle, but once it became popular, the Dutch started saying that they invented it, starting a centuries-long war between the two countries that still persists to this day. Let's get started. The ingredients we're going to be using today are baking powder, milk, eggs, flour. I'm using gluten flour because I have irritable bowels, some salt, butter, and sugar. Preferably pre-granulated if you can find it. Okay, let's start by putting our dry ingredients in one bowl, starting with 2 cups of flour, half cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon baking powder, and some salt to taste. And start whisking it up. You know, I was listening to a financial podcast recently, and they said that if you saved only $1 every day for a full year, at the end of that year, you would have more than $300. It didn't sound right to me at first, but I put it into a calculator and the math works out. People need to save more. Everybody's so stupid. Okay, now in a separate bowl, we're going to mix our wet ingredients, starting with our 1.5 cups of milk, 2 tablespoons butter, 2 eggs, and again, let's grab our whisker and just start whisking. Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving. I actually fucked up my turkey this year, so I had to Grubhub. My butter seems to have stuck in to my whisker. You know what? I think I'm gonna just put this in the microwave for a little bit to let it melt because this just isn't working out. Okay, this is much better. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh well. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pour our wet bowl into our dry bowl, like so. And we're going to whisk that up now for maybe, I don't know, an hour. Okay, now let's come on over to the stove here. I've got a grill pan over medium heat, and we're just going to pour our batter onto it, like so. And we want to let it cook until we see bubbles on the top, so about 5 minutes. Okay, so now it's time to flip our waffle over. So the trick here is that you want to get that spatula way underneath the waffle, and then you want to scoop it all the way under so that you can flip it all over in one turn. This came out a little sticky, so next time we might want to use some kind of cooking sauce on the pan first. Now just cover it and leave it for about another 5 minutes.
She was my only true love. She was all I would ever need. But now she's dead and buried under the willow tree.
Oh, you found him? That's great. Okay, let me have your address. Okay, so let's take a look at what we've got to work with here. Not bad. Not bad at all. We just want to, again, scoop this up from the bottom. Now scoop it all onto a plate. I like to add a little bit of maple syrup on there. And there we have our waffle. Well, there you have it. You can make a waffle without a waffle iron, and you don't even need a waffle iron. Well, the good news is I just heard from someone who says that they found roast beef. So I'm going to go pick him up, and he'll be back for the next show. Meantime, happy holidays, everyone, and special thank you to all the patrons at Patreon/Henry's Kitchen for continuing this tradition. Thanks.
She was my true love. Now she's.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Hold on. Let me turn the volume up. Check. Help! Help! So, yeah, as I remember it, I was doing an episode about how roast beef wasn't really being cute anymore, and people were getting tired of the cute cat trick shtick, and I sort of canceled him. And that was about the same time that he ran away. Fortunately, I live in a condo, so apparently he never even left the actual building. But I felt very bad because I thought, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe even a cat can understand when they're being rejected or something, and that was. But usually animals just leave because they're not really smart enough to know that you're their only food source or whatever, and that there's coyotes, etc. But so everything worked out, though. We got roast beef back, and he's doing great still. And I'm going to be home on Monday, and I'm going to do a stream on Wednesday in my old place, and we're going to have fun. And I want to say again to everybody, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming to all the shows. It's been really fun to meet the users after the shows, and it's been fun to hang. And thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with these kind of thrown together at the last minute types of streams that I'm doing remotely. I'm still trying to figure out how to do the IRL thing
where I walk around with a selfie stick. Maybe I'll do that eventually. Husky Boyo, thank you so much. And thanks, Beelzebub. The Leah Luna says, should we contact the authorities, or are you having a pretty good time? I'm not having a great time, but I'm actually having a better time than I would be if I were out in public, so that's good. JSBX fan, my favorite stream, keep playing guitar. Thank you very much. That's very encouraging. Thank you. Thank you, Saguaro Ooh, and I loved your impression of the eclipse. For those of us who missed it, you can see it on the Discord. Caffeinated Kath says, hey, Henry, are you going to do this, do a Los Angeles show? I will eventually, yeah, because I live near there, so probably in the fall. Maybe at the Ice House in Pasadena again, or maybe it'll be someplace else, but I will, and I'll let everybody know here. I feel like I have an audience here that I can tell everybody now, and that's really helping a lot. KC 2.0 says it's can't be easy to travel, perform, and still take time to put on an awesome stream for the users. Thanks for your dedication. Very nice of you. Thank you, KC 2.0, and I hope you're doing well. It really is lonely and secluded out here, but it's been great to meet a lot of the users, and that takes the edge off of being remote. Awesome to hear, Caffeinated Kath, that the office will be there. That would be awesome. It's Kate X says the users can check announcements on Discord and how to be involved with the Twitchiversary stream. Okay, so everybody get on the Discord and try to figure out how you can be involved in the anniversary stream. Shrugsley. Join Neil Hamburger on his East Coast tour this fall. I love Neil Hamburger, but I don't know. It's kind of up to him if he would have to ask me. That would be the peak of all that is everything. Well, I do play with Neil Hamburger every now and then out here in L.A. But yeah, he's a great guy and extremely funny if anybody gets a chance. So, well, everybody, thank you as always for your support. I'm going to move on to the next part of my day here. I'm not quite sure what exactly that's going to be. Looks like there's some drums in the corner here. So maybe I'll try to take up the drums. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks, Calicus and Thitchin Hat. Thanks to everybody. And let's all try to be good to each other. And let's all get on that peace train. And I will see you, unfortunately, not Sunday, because I will be on a plane on Sunday. So I'm going to have to see you Wednesday at the usual time in the usual place, and we're going to get back to normal. So if my captors let me go. Thanks, everybody. Very appreciative. And who knows? Who knows who I'll see coming up in Cedar Rapids, Iowa on Saturday night, or in Burlington on Thursday night, tomorrow night. Hope everyone's well, and thanks again.